Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, March 27th. We're almost at the end of the month, and you're looking at my E-mini chart. This is a 3-minute chart of the E-mini. Remember, we're trading the ESM contract, or MESM if you trade micros. Either way, the numbers are the same. You're looking at my chart of Friday, the 24th. Now, what you're seeing is price action overlaid on my chart construction lines, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. So today I just want to cover quickly how I set up in the morning to trade. And no, I don't get up at 4 in the morning and look at the European news, the Asian news, and that's not going to tell me anything. Sometimes it might, but really that's not what I do. What I do is look at two resources. One is the economic calendar to see if there are going to be any market moving announcements or announcements that may be market moving that come out during the day or pre-market. And today, March 27th, there's nothing coming out that's going to move the market. So then I move on to the morning news. And I use CNBC. You can use whatever resource you feel comfortable with. But basically, I want to see where the flags are. And here are the flags up here. The futures flags. I also want to see the oil prices and 10-year treasury. And I want to get a general idea of where the markets are as the day starts trading. Now, it's just about 8:25 in the morning, a little over an hour before the markets open up. So I'm setting up to trade. I want to set up my chart, and I want to get a sense of what the markets are thinking, so the flags tell me that. As far as the rest of the morning news, well, if I have some extra time, and I usually do, I go through the morning news for the entertainment value because, friends, if you read it here and you think that you're going to get a sense of where prices are going to go today based on the news, believe me, this is strictly entertainment. Anything down here, if it's newsworthy, if it's market moving worthy, it's not going to be reflected in the ongoing price. It's already baked into the price. So let's see where prices are. So here's my chart of the E-mini on Friday, March 24th. And that gives me a sense of history, a sense of experience of what the market does in terms of how it moves. So the idea of the volatility that I see in the morning or the later day move, these are things that are typical moves in the market, the way the market moves, and I'm used to this pattern. What I also have on my chart are my indicators and my Taylor trading zone construction. And so when I say indicators, I only use one indicator, friends, and that's the stochastic. And I use a 733 stochastic. It's right down here. And I have my Taylor trading zone constructed on my chart. That's the rectangle that you see. The solid line here, that's the close of the previous day. This is the previous day, Thursday, March 23rd. This is the close at March 23rd. And these are my Taylor construction lines, which I usually don't put on my chart. So let me show you how I set that up in the morning. I'm moving over to my chart, my actual futures chart. And by the way, this is Trading View. This is a Trading View chart. And I trade, my brokerage account is with TradeStation. You see TradeStation down here. I'm hooked into my TradeStation account on my Trading View chart. And if you don't know how to do that, I show you in my trading course at timelessdollar.com. But nevertheless, you might have heard of Trading View. And the reason I use it rather than my own broker's charting, TradeStation's charting, is because I like Trading View a lot more. I teach it in my course, and I think you'll like it too. I think more and more regular traders use Trading View. But nevertheless, let's go on. Let me show you how I set up my chart in the morning. Well, I already have my stochastics moving in over here in conjunction with the price action. Here's the price action, 8:27 in the morning. You see it down here in the bottom left. And now I want to set up my Taylor trading zone, and I want to indicate on my chart the previous day's close. And the way I do that is I use my Taylor calculator. Taylor is a calculation based on George Taylor's measurements of grain markets back in the 1950s. And amazingly enough, these calculations are accurate in terms of telling me where the market is likely to trade, the trading zone. So here is my Taylor calculator, and I have it set up in an Excel chart, okay? This is an Excel chart, and there are a dozen calculations that go into it, and I only have to add 4 numbers each day, right here. Next to a line, each row represents a trading day, and each trading day is consecutive. There are no spaces. I have 4 numbers. I have the open, the high, the low, and the close, okay? The open, see, today's open, today's high, today's low, today's close. So the open, high, low, close. And then I drag my numbers forward, and I'm not going to show you that on this video. I'll do it in another video. And I get my Taylor trading zone numbers. 4,005 at the resistance number, and 39.28 for today, the support number, and the previous day's close. And by the way, that's a 77-point range. And the previous day's close was 4,002. So the first thing I'm going to do is to set up my Taylor trading zone on my chart. And the trading zone is 4,005 at resistance, 39.28 at support. So I'm going to go back to my trading view chart, and I'm going to do a parallel channel starting at 9:30. 4,005 is right down here. 4,005. Right at 9:30, 4,005, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line up to 1,600 hours and go down to 39.28. There we go. So here's my Taylor trading zone for today. Now I want to set up the previous day's close. And I go back to my Taylor calculator. Previous day's close was 4,002. So I go back to my chart, and I want to draw a horizontal line at 4,002. So I'm going to make this not a dashed line, but I'm going to make it a horizontal plain line. Okay, so now my chart is set up for the day. Now, that didn't take long, right? The important thing is I have a sense of where the market is likely to trade today. And the market is starting up right here at 4,026. Again, the futures are in the green. Positive. The previous day's close, this was Friday's close, 4,002. And right now the market is trading at 40.27. So is the market going to trade within my Taylor trading zone? Well, I don't know that. But here are the things that I trade with. I never trade overnight, and the Taylor numbers that I utilize are the market numbers, the futures numbers, from 9:30 in the morning till 4 p.m. So now my chart is set up. Now I use just 3 methods of trading. One is my price setups. Now price setups are visual indicators of what the market is preparing to do. And there are only 6 price setups that are worthwhile. And of course, they are generated by candlestick patterns. So there are only 6 trade setups. GST TMC, gap, support and resistance, time and price, trend, momentum, and candlestick. Those are the 6 trade setups. And I teach them in my course. If you want to learn 1,000 trade setups, that's up to you. In other courses I know teach them. I only teach 6 because you only need to know 6. The other thing that I use, of course, is my Taylor trading zone. Okay, my Taylor trading zone tells me where prices are likely to trade. And very often, not only the 77-point range, but the support and resistance lines, these are actually target lines. It's very likely sometimes that the price will bounce off resistance and come up above it. Yes, because Taylor's trading zone is more than just a trading zone of where prices are likely to trade, although it's very often that prices trade within this trading zone. The third thing that I want to know is the intraday high or low. For those of you who are interested in learning how to trade or how to set up the Taylor trading zone or how to calculate the Taylor trading zone, it took me a long time to learn the formulas to calculate it and I incorporated them into this spreadsheet. If you're interested in getting the Taylor calculator, you can get it at timelessdollar.com. It's what I consider the next best thing to having a crystal ball to trade. So that's how I set up each day to trade, my friends. Let me get back to my chart. Let's have a great day. Now, Monday, following a Friday, a positive Friday, usually Monday is positive as well. Typically, Monday is the most positive day of trading of the week, and especially after the previous Friday's close is higher than the open. So we'll see what happens today. Trade safely, use lots of patience. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Marv Eisen of Timeless Dollar Trading Academy, and I'll see you in my next video.